channel, I'm going to be going live. We're going to be talking about how to find the gold mines in your niche using SEO. We're going to be going over the tools, the hacks, and everything that I use. And we're going to reveal, if you will, why certain SEOs show certain things and why those reports are wrong. Okay. And why not all keywords matter. Why not all areas matter. What areas should we be going after? And what tools can I use to actually show what areas we matter? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this live in the group. Just listen to some of this music. And while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and drop some of these channels. Okay. If you have any questions, put them in the chat and I will answer them. Once again, my name is William and I will be right back. Want to begin? Almost done, guys, and we're going to be getting going. So let's check this All right, let's get this. Almost done. Yes. Where will be good. Golden. Mhm. All right, we are good to go, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so well, let's pull up SEMrush. So, have you ever wondered, like, you go ahead and you get, if you will, from your SEO, you get one of these geo grids. How many of you know what a geo grid is? And we kind of went over it yesterday and deep dove into it. We get these geo grids, and someone says, for example, you're doing amazing, and it looks like you're doing amazing. And I'm going to use this guy. He's in Timmins, Canada. Or we'll use, this is Big Bite Junk Removal in South Alabama, right? Looks amazing. We're going to show you this, and kind of we're going to deep dive into it and see if they're actually doing as good as, it says they are. I'm doing this on the fly on the cuff. It's not something I've actually, if you will, even looked at on this specific client. So we'll show you that and kind of go from there. So it's going to be this client right here, and they are in Alabama, right? You get this report. You're an SEO client. You have this junk removal space. You're in the junk removal space or whatever, roofer, lawyer, doctor, any of it applies the same way. Most of the time, we think, and we look at this, we go, oh man, it's amazing. I'm doing a great job, right? Well, it all depends on how you're tracking everything. In this case, yes, it is for the term junk removal near me, which is the term I go for. Most of the time, SEOs don't go for these terms. They go for the simpler terms like junk removal near me, plus city, plus state, or one of the other combinations of variations. And we'll show you this. The keywords that I go after are going to be the money keywords, which are generally junk removal near me. Once I dominate that niche, I can very easily, I'll rank for, of course, for furniture removal, appliance removal, electronics removal, trash removal, all the other variations that Google wants you to rank for. And of course, you want to rank for. That's number one. Number two, um, do we even want to rank in certain areas? Like, do I want to rank near the Spanish Fort? Do I want to rank out here near Robertsdale? Where do I want to rank? How do I determine that? How do I determine where the actual money is? So we're also going to dive into SEMrush. So let's just take, and if you have a website that you want me to look at live while we're doing this, just drop it in the comments and I will look at it. Okay. And we'll use it as a live example. So in this case, let's go to Big Bite Junk Removal of South Alabama. And let's open up that one. So just to pull the website. So it's this one right here. And as you can see, this is where they're at. So obviously, if we look at this map, right, really, do I want to rank in this area here where it's nothing but trees, nothing but trees, nothing but trees, nothing but trees, fields over here, or do I want to rank more towards this industrial looking area right over here? All these houses, right? All these houses, right? This is what we want to rank for. We don't want to rank for empty open fields like over here. If someone was to show me a map and they say I'm dominating this area right here, well, so what? If an SEO pulls that map and it shows that you're ranking in this area, does it matter? Hell no, it don't matter. Why? Because anybody can rank there because there's not one damn business there. There's no money there to begin with, right? So let's look at Mr. Big Dog Bite, right? Now, let's look at his website. I'm going to pull his website. It's not someone I've actually, even looked at yet. This is someone wanting an audit. Looks really cool. I really like the website, like the colors, everything. This is actually done by Lewis. This is really nice, Lewis. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the layout and everything. But let's look at the rankings. Like I said, I didn't even know this client. This is this one we're actually doing an audit for earlier. But let's go ahead and look at the keywords. And what happens is a lot of times SEOs will come to you and show you, for example, not in his case, but for example, a lot of times you'll get these reports and they'll say, oh my God, you got like 600, keywords in the top three, right? On organic or in maps. In this case, he only has in the top three, one in the top three. As you can see right here, it's just one in the top three. It's not really, if you will, that big of a deal. But some SEOs will actually show you, like when they first start working with you, you got like 600 keywords. You're doing amazing. In his case, he's only got 62 backlinks and he's only got top three and one, right? Well, in this case, I kind of want to show you this. So he's got 11 keywords. We want to see which of these are actually the money keywords. The money keywords being the ones that make some fucking money. Okay. Not all keywords are going to make you money. Which ones get traffic, etc. So we're going to look at that. We get a top organic keywords, right? We look at this and we can organize this by the traffic or the potential traffic, right? And the volume. The volume is what we want to look at. This is the potential volume. So the potential volume, let's organize it. Out of all those 11 keywords, only one of them has any decent, it's only 170 searches. Even if you get 10% of that, which most people will not, you're only talking about basically 17 clicks, if that. Okay. It's not a lot. It's not even worth my time personally. But just to show you this, so like for example, so all these, if you add them all up, it's several hundred keywords. Great, awesome. All of these keywords, if we look over here where it says keyword density, all are easy to get ranked for. What easy to get ranked for means, if you click over it, it will tell you straight up, you can rank new pages doing these keywords. In other words, you don't even have to have good setup, good content, no backlinks, anything. This one where it says easy, Okay, there's a difference between very easy and easy. What the difference is, very easy, just put up a new web page around this term junk removal Mobile, Alabama, you will rank for it. Okay. Easy means you're going to need good quality content. Focus on the keywords intent. Still the same thing, really. One's just more easier than another. Now, when you start getting oranges and reds and everything, then it's really hard. Then you're going to need backlinks, proper content, proper structure, supporting content, blogs, etc. Which is why we put over 1 million words of content on every single one of our premium client websites. And we come into a city and you will not dominate us because we will dominate you and we will dominate that city for your niche because of all of the proper content and structure we're doing. Now, this one right here, for example, like I've already shown you, only gets 170. That is worldwide. Okay. Now, if we want to look at this even more and we go, okay, well, this person's got me ranking for these keywords and the SEO showed me this. And I wanted to look at, well, by the city, and by the state, how would I do that? So let's go up here and type in the keyword. We want to see what type of volume in actual Mobile, Alabama, how much traffic it will get. We're going to select the location. We're going to put Mobile, Alabama in, right? And we want to actually see how much traffic in that area that keyword is going to get me. And that's what we want to do. Because a lot of times when we get these reports, we're overwhelmed and we think it's an amazing thing that they did, amazing job they did as an SEO, getting me ranked for a junk removal, Mobile AL for Alabama. Where in reality is it's not going to be that much volume. Okay. And that's going to be what we call smoke and mirrors. So total US volume on that's only 170. Your keyword difficulty is 13%. Okay. And you're only going to get about 90 in Mobile, Alabama. Decent still. And most people will say, well, I don't want to go after all those little keywords. We'll use another example and show you. But let's say, for example, if you had a bunch of keywords like this and you're only getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 searches a month, but you got ranked for about 50 of those, right? Times, I don't know, let's just do a middle volume, 25 clicks a month. That's still 1,200 clicks. So I'm not saying don't do them. Just realize the difference between junk removal and junk removal Mobile AL is a lot. Okay. Total US volume, for example, for the term junk removal, obviously, is going to be a hell of a lot more, right? It's going to be more difficult to rank for, as you can see. Orange difficult. You need a lot of referring domains, backlinks, very good content. The optimization level you're going to need, it's a 68%, which is going to make it more difficult for to rank for. And this is why most SEOs don't go after the term junk removal near me, etc., because it makes it harder to rank for. It's 66%. Total US volume is 74%, 74,000, right? But in Mobile, Alabama, the related keywords, we got questions, how many, everything is all in here. So this is why I go after these key terms, specifically in Mobile, Alabama, right? You have much more competition, obviously. So it makes it harder to rank for whenever we look at Mobile, Alabama. Now, if we go, for example, and I just type in, I don't want to go after Mobile, Alabama like we did before. I just go junk removal Mobile. It's going to be, you're talking about total volume in the US, 580. So it's a lot less volume, but then you can still get some traffic from it. And it's easy to rank for. So like this, you're going to get a total of 170. Right here, 90. Right here, 70. So these are all still going to be very easy to rank for. So these are keywords we could go after as well, or keyword variations. You don't want to neglect them. And we're going to go over another client as well to show you some more. But let's say it was this specific client and we are ranking in Mobile, Alabama. So here's another hack or tip. So there's this tool or website called justicemap.org. Generally speaking, if you look at it, it shows you by race, etc. You know, and that's something that I know a lot of people just don't want to do that. But the other tool that it has on here, if you look at it, you click on income. Well, this tool, when I do that, is going to tell me everything by income, and then I can go, so do I even want to, you know, let's click on it. There we go. You see income, income. Let's remove this and we go income, and you can pull this up here, and everything that's blue is where you want to stay at. Blue being anything from 63,000 household income to 115,000 and above. So this tells you the poor areas versus the not so poor areas. So why does that matter? So for example, in our case with old Mobile, Alabama, right? We don't want to rank where it's all this green, right? All this green. You can rank there, it's not going to matter, but the main areas you want to cover obviously are going to be the suburbs, which we already kind of showed you. So whenever we go and look at, if you will, the justice map, and we come down here to Mobile, Alabama, and we look in, if you will, Mobile or Alabama in general, we can zone in and look at everything. And we know, for example, to stay in certain districts versus other districts. You got Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama right in here, right? Montgomery, Huntsville, etc. So what we want to do is stay in the blue districts. So as you can see, and we'll go, for example, let's go open up our maps. Mobile, Alabama, and just kind of zone out. So Mobile is right here in this little nookie nook. So it's just right in here. It's near Daphne. I used to live in Birmingham. Birmingham is basically, it's much bigger than Mobile. But let's go over here to the justice map. And we'll go through that. But then up in here, you see right in here, this is where Mobile's at. Right? And if you zone in Mobile, you see there ain't gonna, Mobile's gonna be a poorish area anyway, but where you want to stick in is mainly going to be in like Daphne Acres and then here and then just right of it. And then you got some blue districts in here, but it's mainly going to be reddish. But see, like this is the bay. You don't want to go through some of these areas. Like, and why do I use this? So if you're into whatever niche, it could be junk removal, it could be roofers, lawyers, wherever. And I'm trying to determine, should I even open up a business in that city? I can use the justicemap.org. Another tool we could use is, for example, we go and let's say I'm in junk removal space and I want to type in junk removal near me or junk removal. This is called Google Trends. And I'm going to obviously enter in United States, or in this case, in Mobile, Alabama, which is near Pensacola Panhandle. That whole area is going to be a much more, if you will, poorer area. It's not the best, but let's type in United States just for example. So this is junk removal near me. And we'll compare this not to the past day, but let's past 5 years. So anybody that actually says junk removal is not a growing space or whatever industry you're in, you can look at this map, you can tell, no, it's very much a growing niche. Let's go junk removal, and you'll see even more so, it's skyrocketing. Okay. Now, let's say I want to know what state I should go to. So obviously, deeper the blue, the better. So New Hampshire, Washington, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Georgia, really good. Mobile, Alabama is not so good. It's not really one I'm going to be going for, if you will, mainly because it's a much lighter blue. It's a much more poor area to go after. Maybe, maybe not. But in the interest over time, you'll also say, well, it's actually going up. So, but what area should I stick into? So, once I click on the state, I can tell you, for example, what areas to stick in is going to be Birmingham, which is where I used to live at one point. Birmingham, it shows you obviously it's much higher. Columbus, Georgia, which is up here, all these different areas. Columbus, Georgia, I'm sorry, is right here. And then, but as you go down to Dothan and obviously Mobile-ish, it's much lower. Okay. It's not as high. It's not in breakout. It's totally different look than if I was to choose, for example, what's that look like compared to if I went, okay, Birmingham, Alabama, it's just like this. It's decent, nothing crazy. But if I typed in, let's just say Atlanta, Georgia, just to show you the difference, much different, right? Huge difference. And this is by Palmetto, East Coast. So this is more of a city I would want to go after. If I was looking for, hey, should I start a business in this area or not? Clifford says, I can use your website if you want. Awesome. And Cisco Garcia, hey, Cisco. All right, awesome. So this are the different things that we're looking for. We're looking to go, which areas should we actually be in? And this is called Google Trends. So these are keywords we're looking at. So just for example, should I look at, is people searching, what terms are they searching for? So that's what Google Trends is all about. Now, if you typed in, let's just say junk removal in services, just as these are types of terms SEOs are usually go after because they're easier, but junk removal services in Mobile, Alabama, right? And they think, well, I did an amazing job. And there's literally no traffic, none, right? Alabama, let's try that variation. Once again, no traffic. And we can do the same thing on SEMrush to show you, there's little to no traffic. And this is over a period since 2004 to date. So it's not like, if we type in junk removal services, a little bit, but not much. In other words, it's going to be easy to rank for. Junk removal, not so much, much harder to rank for. All right. And I can do the same thing in SEMrush. And in SEMrush, you'll see, for example, we do by colors, and it will say green. Obviously, the greens here easier to rank for, but they're beginning to get harder because you can see it's it's a lighter green, not the dark green. And as you go, junk removal Atlanta, much harder to rank for. Volume is going to be higher, the intent's higher. You go by keyword density here, and you can say, okay, which one of the keywords are going to be hard, which ones are easy. So anything that's green and dark green, I can generally rank for within, a week or so. It doesn't take long. A lot of times, the dark green, you can rank for them within days. Just put a good page up. Anything that has nothing like this, you can rank for without even basically trying, because no one's looking for it. You're not going to get that much search volume. Like this has got 10, 10, 10. It's fine to rank for it, but it's not going to affect you either one way or another. We want traffic. Traffic equals clients. Clients equal money in the bank, right? So that's what we're going to look at. So those are the couple of tools. So it's going to be Google Trends we're looking at. Then obviously we're going to be looking at the Justice Map to find out what locations. Like if you zoom out, everything that's blue is what you want to stick in. I don't want to just stick in everything, right? I don't want to stick in and say I just want to go everywhere. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. You don't want to be in every freaking state, and you don't want. It's not going to amount to nothing. You're not going to get the money you want. Um, so we want to stick where the money's at. Obviously, it's in the blue areas. Anything that's generally going to be red, it's not what I want to stick after. So this also goes over, of course, if you will, race and stuff, but that's not why we're using it. We're using it specifically for, household income. It's what we want. Household income. And we want to stay in the blue areas. So generally speaking, any of these areas, New York, Boston, Washington, Los Angeles, Nevada, Colorado, all these areas, all these blue areas, really good for income. Doesn't necessarily mean they're great for junk removal. It can, depending on what type of clients you're wanting. Atlanta, Nashville, Clarksville. So we can zoom in on this map and we can find out in my specific state, where do I want to be? Okay. Now I'm going to take another client that's not in, if you will, this Mobile, Alabama, because it's literally just right in here. This guy's honestly, his located is right of Mobile. He's actually not in Mobile. Mobile is actually right here. Then is all this water and green. So obviously, like in this map, even if I'm looking at it, do I want to rank right here where it's nothing but streams and water? No. And then the SEO shows you that they got you ranked where all the streams and water is. Dude, it means nothing. It literally means nothing. Anybody can get ranked where all this green grass is and over the water. All right, let's look at another one. Let's go, just for example, pull up, let's see here. All right, let's pull up another one. We're going to close this tab, and then I'm going to come back with another tab in a second, and we'll go over it. So if you have any questions, just drop them below, but I'm going to pull up another tab, and we'll do one other person. I'm going to look for more of an area like Atlanta, or actually, this is a client that I pulled last night, Junk Pro Squad. All right. So this is a client that literally was yesterday, right? So this is a new client, and it's called Junk Pro Squad. So for example, this is, where he wants to be ranked at. He is, service area based business. A lot of times people, you can't rank them. You can rank a service area based business. It's just much harder to. A lot of times it's like trying to climb a hill, pushing a boulder. Now, when I look at his stuff, let's pull this up. He had an SEO working on him, and let's pull open his website. So this is where I want to go to. Is like, if, for example, if he was having an SEO work on his stuff and they showed something like an SEO report and they showed a bunch of traffic or anything, then what would it look like? So he doesn't have any traffic, none. But let's say they showed you this report where you got all these keywords, 146. Well, none of them are on the top page. That's number one. And even if they were, what type of keywords are they? This is once again where you got a bunch of these keywords. You have a lot of potential traffic just sitting there, but you're not ranking for anything. Like the keywords you actually want to rank for, the money keywords, are going to be all of these right here. Junk removal, Raleigh, NC, junk removal, Raleigh, junk haulers, Raleigh, NC, junk pickup, Raleigh, junk removal, Durham, NK, NC. So all these keywords right here, and even some of these are still easy to rank for. Imagine this, junk, like this term, junk removal, Durham, NC, This one right here, scrap metal, if you wanted to get that, which I wouldn't as a junk removal person, unless you're doing more of recycling. Scrap metal, Raleigh NC. Attic cleanout services is still going to be easy, not as easy as, let's say, junk removal Kari, all these different ones, very easy to get ranked for. Now, what I would do if I wanted to rank for a lot of these keywords, let's say that have a potential amount of traffic, like the actual potential, which is here, the traffic you're getting is 0. But what I would then do is export this into CSV, obviously, but let's organize it by keyword density. We'll do it also in an Excel sheet, and I'll show you this. We're going to upload it to Google Drive and do the whole thing. But you export it. Let's export it as Excel. And this is something I could then give to an SEO writer, right? I'm going to upload it into Google Drive. And I want to kind of show you the process here of what we would do with these keywords. So position, I want to take all this and kind of organize it in a way in which I could see everything really good. So the traffic is what I want to pay attention to. The percentage of traffic you're getting, right? And the volume that you could possibly get from it. This is the search volume, which is what we want to pay attention to. So what we really care about is this column, and I'll put this in green because that's what we care about, right? What the potential search volume is. The next one that we want to pay attention to is obviously the keyword density. The keyword difficulty or keyword density in my case is like this one. So what's going to be the easiest to get ranked for? Anything that is below like 20 is going to be extremely easy to rank for, right? And most people, well, it don't get that much volume. Well, that's not necessarily the truth, okay? The search volume like this, yeah, you're not getting as much, but it's still, you're getting some volume. So let's say I took everything that was like from where you at? Right here, the 20s down. So these keywords down are all, if you will, the easy ones to get ranked for. We'll highlight that up in like a dark green. And I'll show more, if you will, keyword research on another video, but this is more about what type of volume can we get from this. And then we go sum, and then I'm going to summarize this all the way down. So all those keywords, if we actually just made pages for most of these, we'll build a rank for them. So, and when I say just make a page, I mean literally just make a page. It's not like you have to actually do a whole lot of backlinking. Anything that's in the dark greens, like this is about 14 or so. Very easy. Just rank with a new page, literally. So you can go, let's say if we wanted to really dial it in, go, okay, 20s and stuff, a little bit more difficult, but it's not, I mean, you may or may not need backlinks. You may or may not need supporting content, but let's just say for all intents and purposes, we're going to go down here to only the 14 ones, right? We're going to take this, and we'll get rid of that, and we'll reset it. And then on our sum, we'll redo it, and we'll make the sum start at 68. So it's still 6,600 searches a month. And all that traffic we can pull in by simply making pages for all of these. So what I would then do is say, okay, all these keywords, we're going to take all those and simply send them over to your SEO guys like us at Rank Fortress. And we're going to make pages for every single one of these terms. They may not be in the menu, but they're going to be on the page, and then we're going to index them via Google, and we're going to submit them for indexing. And then we'll track these and see, hey, are we ranking? Are we not ranking? Are we on page 1 yet? Etc. And many SEOs won't go after this. They'll only go after like the term I go after, which is junk removal near me. Junk removal alone, let's say, gets you, 1,400 searches. It's a lot of damn searches, right? But I'm still not going to neglect these other long tail keywords. I'm going to go after both of them. So let's see if you guys have any questions. And that's really about it. The couple of tools we're looking at, like I showed you guys, are going to be obviously the Justice Map, also SEMrush, and then once again, we also use Google Excel Sheet, and then we also use Google Trends. So Google Trends is where we go, okay, I wonder if someone's searching for this specific term in this specific area. And you can type in, junk removal near me or roofer or whatever you want to look up. And you just simply check and go, want to dial it in. I want to go to United States, and then look at not the past day, but look at the past, let's say 2004 to today. Obviously, roofer near me has skyrocketed since 2024 and has been going berserk. Okay, but what specific areas? All right, so those are the couple of tricks. There's a couple of tips. Those are the things we're going to look at. For example, we could also use Los Angeles. We'll do that one real quick because I want to be able to show you guys this. But let's go to Los Angeles. Clifford. So let's pull up Clifford real quick. All right, let's get out of this. We'll leave that open. We'll leave that open. And we're going to look at, see where he's at. That's Junk Pro. So this is Clifford's. He's a client of mine. And this is in Rossville. Okay. So that's where he's located at, is Rossville. He actually he's one of our virtual assistant partners. So he has a team of 5 VAs with us. He originally started out just doing premium SEO with us, and then now has his own team with us. Okay. If you're interested in getting your own VA team, just book a call. To do so, you just go to rankfortress.com and simply click on the button here, Speak to William, and I'll get you hooked up with a team of 5 VAs. It costs $5,000 for 6 months, $10,000 for a year, which winds up breaking down to less than $1 an hour. Let's go ahead and open up Clifford's. So let's take this and we're going to go to the SEO dashboard. So organic keywords, he's doing, good on, as you can see here, with his map. And then in organic, we're going after, like, he's got all types of terms he's ranking for, etc. But the ones that we're ranking for are generally going to be the harder ones. They're going to be like, junk pickup near me, removal of old appliances. That's actually a hard one, believe it or not, removal of old appliances. But we're looking at trying to get more into organic. Generally speaking, most people go after the long tail keywords. To do so, you need more blogs. So let me show you, for example, the type of sitemap that we make for our clients. So I can show you this. We go, for example, in this case, junk removal sitemap. So I have an SOP that I've made for every single junk removal client. And so we create all of these pages, every single one of them, for residential, commercial, demo, eco, and then we have all these various blogs that we create that are supporting content for every single one of those main pages. So when someone comes to us, we have million plus words of content. For example, and if you look at any area, and why we do that, if you look at any area, and we'll go over this on another one, you look at any area, why you do that is because most of the big boys like the franchises and stuff have tons of content. They don't just have 20, 30, 40 pages. Like if y'all look on the post, this is a client of mine. He has 552 blogs. When you look at our pages, we got another 59. We got like 600 plus pages on this. So that's how we can rank, and we can rank really, really easy doing so. We put a ton of content on there. So that's how we're doing. That's one aspect of it. It's not the only aspect of it. It's not the only, if you will, trick, but you want to use Google Trends to look at things. Besides Google Trends, obviously, we're going to not just do Google Trends. We're not just going to only be doing Google Trends. It's not the only thing we do. But that is one trick. We look at Google Trends. We also look at the area. It might not be that you want to cover the entire area. Maybe you want to use the justice map to see what areas you want to cover. Maybe you don't want to be in the poor area. Maybe you want to be in the area that's got money, depending on what services you're trying to pitch. Are you trying to pitch higher dollar services? Are you going after commercial? Are you wanting apartment complexes? Are you wanting $1 million houses? Are you wanting the average household, let's say 60 to 100,000 ish type of a house? Okay, those are things that you'll look for. So I'm glad, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow we'll probably be going over keyword research for every space. Doesn't matter if you're in junk removal, roofer, doctor, lawyer, and we'll be going over all that. And appreciate you guys. Until next time, be blessed and have a great day.